Yeah, if you would permit, I don't have any problem.
Yeah, sure, ma'am,
I,
please.
I I know it's I understand that each one
Yeah.
of them have their efforts to be part of workshop, so I'm very happy to have them here. Okay, uh, Saketji, is my slide visible?
Yes, ma'am, your slide is visible.
Right. Am I audible also so that
Yes,
I
ma'am.
can take it?
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
So you can go for the
So
full screen mode. And students, please make this lecture interactive. You are in the training session, so you need leadership skills, right? So because when you will open your own startup and you will start your own venture, then leadership qualities is very important uh, for be an owner of a company. So please be interactive, and if you have any doubt, then you can ask the questions. You can ask your queries, right?
sir, I think I will make it interactive. This is
Yeah.
my
No, so, no,
challenge.
ma'am, they are
Yeah,
also very interactive. Actually, they always ask questions from the speakers.
lovely.
So the students are good. And they are from different campuses of India. They are from Amity, Noida, Gwalior, Calcutta. They are from BBA, MBA, engineering, and also a few PhD students are there.
Achha, that's a very interesting profile.
Yeah, so it's a mixture of group. So it will be an interactive session for you also.
It's just that I'll once again do it instead of sharing the desktop because I'm going to use an interactive. So I'll just upload it and share it so that. Okay. Is my slide visible? Sir, is
Yes,
my
ma'am.
yeah.
Yes, ma'am. It's visible.
Purposefully, I have not put it in the PPT mode because I'm going to type certain things as and when they will answer
Yeah,
to
sure,
me.
ma'am. Sure.
That's right. So good evening, friends. I mean, potential entrepreneurs. That's how I have to call you. Uh, and I have to be very careful because you never know. You might hire me also, and you can one day be a leader, and I might serve you as well as a consultant. So, looking at a job scope, I think on a very lighter note, we would have exactly 1 hour session from now on, and we would try to make it a very interactive session, as Saket sir has said. Now, I'm not going to bore you with any theory because I think leadership is something to do with more of practice. And the word leadership by itself is very much sounding like a baggage. So, a lot of us will say and distance and feel that, मुझे leader होना ही नहीं है. So, that's exactly how we start. And a lot of us will say that हम पीछे से काम करते हैं. Somebody should actually take it on, and even in a group project, even in a class presentation, lot many times we will describe ourselves as I'm a team player instead of saying that I'm a team leader. So this word by itself is very, very, very huge in itself in terms of weight, in terms of depth, and therefore people refrain to claim that they have these skill sets. Nevertheless, let us explore together in the next 30 minutes in the beginning, and then we will try to, understand whether we have these skill sets or not. So the first question, I mean, a riddle in front of you, which I would like to put it is, I'm sure all of you can see my slide. And if anybody wants a hint, you can actually unmute yourself or probably in the chat box search for a hint. And I'm sure most of us would have now jumped to an answer. Turn me on my side and I am everything. Cut me in half and I am nothing. What am I? So if anybody has found the answer, I would like them to unmute and probably give me an answer. Or if you are shy to talk, most welcome in the chat box. You can write the answer. The riddle in front of you. I'll give you exactly 60 seconds to think. Turn me on my side and I am everything. Cut me in half and I am nothing. What am I? You want any hint?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, it's the number 8.
Wonderful. So if the number 8 is going to be put in the horizontal way, it is infinity and it is everything. And if it is going to be cut, it is going to look like zeros and therefore it is nothing. May I know the name of the participant who just gave the answer?
Ma'am, Tanvi.
Tanvi, that's a wonderful answer. I'm sure others would have also thought about the answer. Now, why did I give such a simple riddle to students who are from science background? Generally, they are very logical, they are very intelligent. It is just a quick breakthrough to make you feel that the session is going to sound exactly like the riddle, and we are going to have fun together. But more to it is, there would have been a lot of things that would have ran in your mind, and some of you would have constantly thought that what could be the answer. So that's the first thing that would have come. And therefore, some of you would have felt that mujhe bolna hai. Or some of you would have picked up your mobile phone or your laptop and then got into Google to type it and then figure out whether the riddle has an answer or not. Some of us would have felt that ये 80 है या कुछ और भी आंसर हो सकता है क्योंकि in a session they are asking and that too in an open note this question has come in. So there are a lot of probabilities that would have hit you at this particular point of time. We have started thinking. That's exactly what I wanted you to do. Now, if I may ask one more question to Tanvi. Tanvi, you're still there in the conversation. Can I discuss with you? I think it was
Yes, ma'am.
Tanvi who answered. Yeah. So Tanvi, when your answer was said it is right, how did you feel? कैसे लगा? अच्छा
Ma'am,
लगा?
I felt good. अच्छा
ओके
लगा,
लगा?
ma'am.
बहुत अच्छा लगा?
बहुत अच्छा लगा, ma'am.
क्योंकि फर्स्ट आपने हिट किया. Very good. And this is nothing but the feeling of sense of achievement. If I would solve a problem, I feel really happy. And if I would solve the problem all by myself, I'm going to even more feel happier. It could be simplest of the thing. When you were young, when you were in third standard, probably the teacher gave you a question, 20 plus 30 kya hai, and you said that it is 50. We grew 10 feet tall in the class and we looked at others as if they don't know nothing, and we felt that, oh my God, I have something in me. The same expression, even though Tanvi is all matured now and she's all prepared to become an entrepreneur, is still carrying it with her. Now, what is this sense of achievement all about? Leader definitely feel that I need to achieve, but imagine for a minute and put it on the other side of the table. If there is any problem in the team with which you are working and you're leading, and each employee, each worker, each team member, each student member feels that I can solve the problem and there is a space to solve a problem, there is definitely sense of achievement. Now, this sense of achievement gives what? Happiness, smiles, positivity. No matter whatever comes in, whether you're paid less also, whether the project is going to clear or not, but I know that I'm being watched, gives us a lot of sense of satisfaction. And I showed you this very first slide on sense of achievement because as an entrepreneur, it is not that we are only searching for sense of achievement, but this leadership skill is being given to you in this program because we want you to actually make everybody enjoy this sense of achievement when they are going to work with you in your team. So there are two words that always come together. The first one is leadership, as rightly said, and the second word is leadership and the team that the leader is trying to lead. So with that note, I'm going to still take you for some questions. So think of a group or a team that you manage or currently working with. Zyada, let's not complicate it. Probably you're now in the TDP program only coming up with a business idea. Probably you're working in groups to make your business plan. Probably in the class, you're actually working for your projects, your NTCC or any of the projects that you've worked already. Imagine for a minute about that group or a team. Take 60 seconds, figure out that team that you had been working with or you have managed. I'm sure you're all able to connect to that one team, okay? Once you've thought of the team, try to answer the very first question that I've asked you. Do you give your team members a lot of information or you give them little information? So you can unmute. Some of you I would like to hear, and randomly, if you would permit, I can take your names also. Uh, if you don't want to answer, immediately tell that no, Sujata, I can't answer. Okay, I'm with you on that because I know you're tired. Apurva Raj. So is Apurva Raj here? Apurva. Apurva, you're here? Bhavya, Komal, any one of you? How do you react? Do you give information?
Hello, ma'am. As a person myself, I like to know more information. So I would give the team a lot of information. I like to know what the criterias are, what the requirements are. So I would prefer to give a lot of the information instead of giving them too little.
Amazing. I mean, I really like the way you reflected upon yourself and then you came up with an answer. I mean, so what I want each one of you listening to what we are talking and discussing is, for the first question, please write a yes or a no. Be very honest. I'm not going to question anything to you. For your own self, please write a yes, a why, or a no. And therefore, we move to the second question. Once you've finished that yes or no, let's move to the second question. Now, you have your team members around you. Does the team member, so do they typically speak a lot and engage when you are there with them? When you're working for a professional pursuit, or they stay quiet? So it's just the reverse. Do your team members speak a lot? They engage in conversation, or they choose to be quiet and just listen when you are actually engaging in a problem or while you're discussing a problem among your team members? So if you feel that your team members have a lot of opportunity to speak and they throw up a lot of energy and jump in to discuss, so please write highly engaged. And in case if you feel that they stay quiet, so have a marking for yourself. So because I could talk to Bhavya here, I think it was Bhavya who discussed with me.
Yes, ma'am.
I can only see a BI. So Bhavya, thank you for the first answer. For the second answer, what is your take? Do they typically speak a lot and engage, or your team stay quiet and listen?
Ma'am, it's a mix, I guess, because it's a group. There's like lots of different personalities, and some people talk more, some people voice their opinion more than another person. So it's a mix, but I would say more towards typically speak a lot.
Okay. So when you are there around and when you're pulling out to discuss on a problem, you feel that there are possibilities that people around you speak more. So for Bhavya,
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
going to show up another matrix. So Bhavya, you can actually place yourself in these quadrants. So all the students who have now written yes or no for the first question, and people who have also answered the second question, that people engage more and engage less. I just want you to just watch this matrix that I am showing it to you. So what kind of a leader are you? Well, if you want to replace this word leader by a manager or by an entrepreneur, most welcome. But I just want you to understand what kind of leader you are. Now, in case if you are going to share more information on a problem, and if you're going to ensure to attract a lot of high energy from people, there are instances when you go up and you start talking and all of them come back with a lot of solutions and they say that ye bhi ho sakta hai, ye bhi ho sakta hai, and they don't stop themselves from giving a lot of ideas. Now what happens is you are giving more information, at the same time the team is actually having high energy. Now, if that's the case, you are a leader who is participative. So I don't know how many of you are participative, but I'm very sure the way Bhavya right now told me, Bhavya is definitely having a participative behavior of leadership. Now, there are some of us, we might not agree to it, but yes, there are a lot of people who give information. I don't mind giving information for people, but I witness on a boardroom, or I witness when I'm talking about a lean canvas, or when I'm doing an ideation, when I was discussing things with my friends, I felt that friends were only listening to me. They never had energy. And now here you ended up giving them directions more and more and more. And that says that probably you're a leader who is directive. And I'm just going to walk you through the fourth quadrant, which is non-directive. The team is highly energy. The team is having so much of ideas popping in. But as a leader, you prefer to give only less information. And I have written it as to be non-directive, because a non-directive leader quietly watch and understand how the team is behaving and what kind of inputs are coming. So there is a possibility that some of us here in the group share less information, but doesn't stop people working with us from giving ideas, and therefore they are non-directive in nature. And there is one last quadrant which we all want to eliminate, reduce, remove, and that quadrant is people who just don't have energy. Your group doesn't want to talk to you. Your team that you're leading doesn't have anything to add value, but at the same time, you also give less information. Probably at that particular point of time, it is leave them alone, leave them home, leave the followers alone, leave your team alone. Now, can I leave my team alone? Is it right? Yes, of course. In good sense, also, you will have to leave your team, because there are technical projects and research assignments where probably people are not participating and you don't have information to give. It is one time, first time problem. Say, for example, it's a pandemic condition. It's a new wave that came in. And then most of the leaders in the organization kept quiet. They did not know what to do. And they left their teams working in silo. You please leave and do your job at your own best. And that is called as leave your team. So remember, friends, the trick is very easy. What kind of leader you are. Either you are a participative leader, or you're a directive leader, or you are a leader who's non-directive at all, and you can still choose to make your people work alone if the situation demands. And therefore, remember, if you want to be a leader, which one you will have to follow? So let me ask the class, which one sounds interesting? Which one you think? Which one is interesting?
Professor, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you in between. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I had a question. What do you mean by participation? Are you talking in terms of divergent thinking or convergent thinking? What do you mean by that? Could you please elaborate?
I don't want to get into that technical part of divergent thinking and convergent thinking, because leadership is a process where there is a leader and there is a team. You must have people to lead. So it's a process where you as a leader is there, available, and you also have a team. And therefore, here we are trying to understand, when you interact with your people, does your people have high energy or low energy, and whether you are going to give them information or not. So participative here is, do you disclose information to them, or you feel that you will have to retain things? It's just one of the traits of a leader. And we are not here to talk about what kind of thinking process you're trying to move between you and your team members. It's a process to indulge on creativity. That we will see later part of the slide. But at this given point of time, is your team willfully expressing their ideas without you being a person who is using any thinking technique? Have I answered your question?
Yes, absolutely, Professor. Thank you so much. Yep, yes.
Yeah, and you're most welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
You're
so
welcome.
Much.
So the takeoff point at this particular slide is, I want you to just figure out for your own self, reflect upon, and understand where do I and in which quadrant probably my tendency is in. So a follow-up question from here that comes to my mind here when I'm discussing with you is, can we have all the four styles with us? Can I be a leader who is directive, or sometimes leave them alone, or sometimes non-directive and participative? Of course, yes. So the art of leadership is you must know with whom you are dealing. In an entrepreneurship concept, if I have to introduce leadership, and if I have to talk to you about entrepreneurial leadership, it all qualifies for you to actually promote the feeling of freedom, the feeling of autonomy, the feeling of risk taking, and the possibilities of actually exploring things with innovation and creativity. That makes an organization into an entrepreneurial oriented organization. Innovation, creativity, risk taking, and persuasiveness. These are basic tendencies of an entrepreneurial organization, whether it is a startup or whether it is a major corporation. Therefore, friends, remember very, very carefully, if you are building a startup, it is better that we focus to be a participative leader. It is important for you to actually give information that you know about the business environment, that you know about the customer experiences, that you know about the product. And then do not put your team in no man's land. If you give them information, I'm very sure that they're going to feel really appreciated and they will automatically provide a lot of high energy based discussions. But at the same time, beware. If you have this entrepreneurial team, which is made up of intellects, intelligence, the first A team I call so. When I say A team, A caps, the first founding team, the first few who actually burnt their blood and burnt their oil of nights to bring that idea into an implementable business plan and then a venture into existence. There, this 5-member team, which is all technically founding team of the organization, there, I'm sure that you can expose and you can participate and be as a leader, but don't try to be directive with them. There, you can let them do their job in their own fashion, so that what happens is people actually feel this sense of freedom, and therefore people are going to come up with new ideas every day for the better reach to the market. So go to the market only happens either when you are greatly a participative leader, drawing lots of energy from your people, or sometimes information doesn't matter. If the project is absolutely new and it has not had any much of research in the past, then you might have to become a non-directive leader. I think with that, I can move to my next slide. I have a question to my class here. What comes in the way? When I ask this question, what comes in the way? As a leader, we should be participative, right? Instead of being directive. We must be more to understand about the difference between leave them alone and non-directive style. But we are mostly not able to exercise this participative leader in us. And what stops us from doing it? So that's a question to the class. Each one of you can unmute yourself and quickly tell me what stops us to actually give a lot of information and draw a lot of high energy from our team members. What stops us? What do you think that stops you? Be very practical. Whenever we are working on projects, whenever we end up to lead teams, whenever we are coming up with an idea and taking initiatives, we realize that this participation does not happen every time. And we always feel that there is a sense of differences that are coming up among our team members. So tell me, what do you think that comes on your way? Therefore, you're unable to actually draw a lot of high energy from your people around. And at the same time, probably you lose on giving information. What stops you?
Professor Sadab here, Shadab.
Yeah.
I think Professor, it's some sort of content that we are talking about. If you don't have sufficient knowledge of that content, then at that point of time, we feel that we are unable to communicate with the respective audience. And secondly, I think this content actually built our confidence. So confidence comes through the content.
Perfect, sir. Okay, may I have more answers? Thank you so much. Any other answer? What stops us from engaging to be a better participative leader? What stops us? I'm sure all of us have been doing projects and things like that in our life so far. Any other
Ma'am,
answer?
I think different perspectives of your team members.
Okay, great. So
Ma'am, that can
perspectives
sometimes may lead to an internal conflict as well.
stop me. You want to avoid conflict, therefore you don't
Yes,
indulge
ma'am.
to. Yeah, okay, that's something very common, but it is a very serious issue to be addressed. Perfect answer. Now, any other answers? Any other answer?
Ma'am, one of them is a selfishness.
I mean, I really appreciate you for being so honest. Uh, Selfishness is something which probably stop one person, oneself to be a participative leader. Wonderful. Thanks for being honest. Any other answer? Anything
Ma'am,
more?
not trusting your teammates.
Beautiful. No trust or lack of trust. I'm happy that most of us are sharing our real-time experiences here. That's perfect answer.
Ma'am,
Yeah,
less knowledge about the topic or the
I
project.
agree. I think content is all about probably the knowledge that was understood. So I still take it as a word. Content and knowledge stops me. Lack of confidence would stop me. Different perspectives stop me uh, because I can't take it. I want to avoid conflict. Sometimes it's selfishness. Sometimes it's lack of trust. Anything else that stops us, withhold us from engaging to be participative. You have all, you're such a wonderful audience. You have given me a lot of unique answers. I mean, absolutely, answers that features out to one of the point. But I have also homeworked for you. And if you would permit, I would like to just drop down the slide. There are some beliefs that we guys have, each one of us have in the process of becoming an entrepreneur and a leader. And it do include certain set of beliefs like, I don't have time. You must be laughing at me right now. Such a simple answer. How is she bringing it here? We don't have time to hear to people as a leader. Sometimes we feel that listening by itself takes too much of effort, to understand the different perspectives. The gentleman here just said different perspectives. So if I have to sit and listen to each one of them, it's going to take a lot of effort. Or sometimes I feel that I can all by myself do it better. I'm sure you all will agree with me. Every time, a normal human being has a feeling that I'm the best and I probably does it at the best. And therefore, I always feel that I do it better and probably we stop engaging ourselves to talk with others. And sometimes it could be if I tell them what to do, then they will never make mistakes. So it's better that I don't tell them. I stop myself from giving information to get new things. Probably I should refrain to talk much, and that allows them to have better thinking. In fact, I now want to bring in divergent and convergent thinking. I think in creativity, we keep on telling that most of the time, if you're going to promote divergent thinking, way of connecting dots and building patterns, there are new things that come up. Now, this process
Absolutely,
takes,
ma'am.
yes, this process takes a lot of time and I have a deadline. And therefore, as a leader, I feel let me not hear with people. So much of them is true. If you're going to pick up what stops me, is it time? Is it effort? Is it that I think I can do it better? Or am I thinking that others should do mistakes to learn? Or sometimes the deadlines and the targets given by the team, the management, or sometimes by the teachers, you're all, most of you are students here. It is so close, tight, so many subjects. So I don't know what to do. So I feel that karte raho, let me just finish it. And therefore, because of deadline, probably I refrain myself to stop. And therefore, I'm not a great participative leader. I don't even examine a situation and I don't even realize what leadership style that I probably should use in a given point of time. So these are some set of beliefs. Beliefs range from content, there's lack of confidence, different perspectives difficult to handle. I don't want to take up conflicts. I feel that sometimes selfishness gets on my way, and lack of trust stops me to actually draw energies from my team member. Now, I told you it's a workshop, and therefore, there are no second choices for us. Immediately, we should, build this habit of understanding. Therefore, what should I do so that I can move away from these beliefs? I repeat it. We have already found out 10 set of points which is stopping us from being a participative, highly energy driving leader. Therefore, what could we do? What should we do rather, so that we are able to be a very good, effective leader, an entrepreneurial leader in course of time? So, kya karna chahiye? So, what can we do so that we, I use the word releases, you know why? The more the weight you carry, ab bahut bhari hote hai. Then when you start climbing a hill, you can't climb. If you have to climb high, you will have to actually drop those things which are useless, which are not making meaning to our life. So I have used this word releases because I want you to release all those things that is withholding you from becoming an effective leader. So now quickly tell me, what is that we should do so that we can become a great effective leader? So I can give you an answer to start with. Content and knowledge is what you don't have, then I think there's a lot of homework that is needed. And if you do a more reading, spend time, have a planned methodology of learning, and be a continuous learner by learning, relearning, unlearning, I think this will help you to release the problem of no knowledge. Likewise, can you give me some pointers? How can we release? We keep on telling, I don't have time to listen to people. So, kya karna chahiye? So that we end up listening to people. We end up drawing good energies from people around us. So, give me some methodologies. What is that you would do?
Ma'am, try to schedule our meetings so that we can get some time, or we can at least put some time aside for those person with whom we are not able to speak up.
Wonderful. In fact, this reminds me to share my own personal experience. When I, as I lead a team, sometimes I don't have time to talk to them. So I don't wait even for a planned schedule. You know what I do in a quick brunch, in a coffee break, I don't wait that they should come and talk to me. Probably I walk up to them and I then ask them, sab theek hai, all is well. And then slowly I start engaging with them like a coach. I start talking to them, and I have seen people coming up with all those set of good, bad, ugly things that they are facing, and it becomes easy for me as a leader to resolve it. So thank you so much. That's a wonderful point. Any planned methodology of engaging with people? So plan your time and draw the attention of people so that you can actually engage to understand what stops them from engaging in problem solving. That's a very good methodology. I went one step more. With your permission, I again would like to reiterate. If you are not able to have some planned timing or a schedule, do not wait for those calendars and reminders. It's better that in an informal networking methodology, just jump in, go talk to your team member. And I think that by itself resolves half the issue. So as an entrepreneur, this is something which you must always practice in the shop floor. Can anybody suggest how can we get away with the problem of lack of trust? Any ideas that you have? As a leader, what can we do so that people trust us? What should we do? How can you get trust?
Ma'am, by communicating with them, by sharing knowledge with them, by discussing problems with them and listening to their problems and solutions and acting accordingly.
I really like this. I also want to tell the class that when we are talking about listening to their problems, we are here not talking about personal problems. Well, if it permits to your chair and time, please discuss personal problems too, because empathy is a major trait of a leader. But professional problems also, people might lack resources. People might not know how to unknot a particular, task. So if you just push them on that, if you just give them solution on it, probably the entire work will get completed much before the time. So that's a wonderful way of saying communicate to them, listen to them, and then listen to their problems and try to give them a solution. Therefore, you can build trust. Well, when I'm talking about trust, I would like to emphasize one more thing. Trust doesn't happen overnight. And as a leader, it is very important to build trust across your existence as a leader. People are watching you, all your actions they are watching, and they're making meaning out of the actions that you're doing. So आपने पूछा क्या हाल है, बिना हाथ मिलाया क्या हाल के लिए जवाब भी नहीं मिला, and you're just walking in the corridor. You're just saying क्या हाल है, क्या हाल है, क्या हाल है. This is not going to establish a communication. This is not going to create any empathy. If you actually feel that it matters and it means, you will have to stop and listen to them. You will have to actually give them time. So trust is not only by verbal interactions. Trust is watched. You act as a role model, and therefore that's a very beautiful way of saying. Your friend now said, listen to them and communicate to them and give them feedback. And when you give feedback as a leader to build trust, do not point always on their weakness. Use this methodology called constructive feedback. And as you do that, always concentrate more on individuals' competencies and capacities. People are good. Start believing people are good, and then try to give work based on their strengths instead of correcting their weaknesses. And over a period of time, without hurting anybody's sentiments, try to address their weakness too. But in the beginning, when you're doing a firm, when you're trying to establish your startup, find out the best skill sets in each one of them and address and give such tasks to individuals so that as a leader, you become very successful. Wonderful talking to you. Now, I don't feel that I am, I'm trying to be feminine and like that, but why not? I was just thinking, why not I show all female leaders here? All of them are new, and most of my my gender people here would appreciate it. All of you would have ordered Nykaa as a brand which was selling only nail paints and name any cosmetics. Today has come up with their own brand of Nykaa. And the lady behind is Falguni Nair. We would have heard about Anita Dongre as a separate, she's by herself a designer. But when we talk about luxury, of course, she is there, visible in the market. But Global Desi is one brand which has reached to the middle class consumers. I don't know whether you've heard about limeroad.com. Please search. It's very interesting to even read about Suchi Mukherjee. I'm sure all of you would know about Zai, founder of Richa Kar, because when you open up any of the sites of Amazon or when you're going to open up any e-purchase, it will definitely come. And if you're talking about jewelry and artificial jewelry, she's going to be around. So she's one entrepreneur which you could not miss. And Baggett, everybody knows, it has actually cut across, the segment of luxury bags. Now, I need not explain any of these pictures. I thought I just want you to keep thinking whether it is going to be Byju's, whether we are talking about Paytm, whether I don't want to, I will never leave an opportunity to, bring Oyo rooms or even though Zomato might not book more of profits, but I still will not leave an opportunity to show the picture of Deepinder, or I will not drop an opportunity to talk about Ola. Now, other than that, the West looks absolutely perfect because, why not all of us today is fascinated about Tesla, and it's already come all the way to Bangalore. And I think that makes us feel more happy that he has also seen India to be a very prospective audience. Why did I show so many pictures? Reason is being one. Entrepreneurial leadership is key to business success. And this is exactly why we want you to actually learn these skill sets. You might have a very good idea, okay? But at the same time, if you have to make it into a successful venture, it is purely in your hand. It is with you. And what is that? How can I become and practice entrepreneurial leadership with me? What is leadership? Leadership is all about influence. In the beginning only I said, leadership comes into existence not because of you alone, but it is also dependent on a situation. It is dependent on the followers. You must have somebody to lead, right? And is leadership a choice? Of course, yes. It's a choice. You can invest in a venture and you can still say that, hey, look, I'm only a financial investor. I'm not interested to run the firm all by myself. It's a choice. But if you engage to influence people the way you are in your decisions for the goal of the organization, फिर तो ये नशा है. You will enjoy the concept called leadership. It's all about influence. I love this picture, not because it's well taken. It's all about how one teach the other, and therefore how we can actually evolve ourselves by learning certain set of leadership behaviors. I'm showing you 6 behaviors that are very important when you're talking about entrepreneurial leadership, because you're all going to do startups. What is very important is, let me start with focus. You must have a vision. You should actually have a big picture. Say, for example, you're talking about waste management as a project. You must actually know when, what, how the project will take off, how will it look like. Having a vision is not wrong. Some of us, feel, oh, vision is like only for the Tatas and the Birlas and the Paytms and the Googles. No, each one of us should have a vision. It is nothing but a spread timeline agenda. What will I do today? What will I do tomorrow? What will I do 6 months down the lane? How will I execute things? This gives you a drive, and therefore it is very important to establish focus. The first behavior, which is very important for leaders, is what? Focus. Because if you don't have a focus, your entire team will lack focus. So it is very important to behave and act as signboards. Imagine that you're traveling in a road. There are a lot of signboards, right? 10 kilometers to reach, 15 kilometers to reach, 50 kilometers to reach, 100 kilometers to reach. So this is nothing but the distance that you should travel. And what do we do? Time, speed, right? And therefore we push the accelerator, and it is exactly the same. You have a signboard, you understand the timeline, and automatically you have created a dashboard for yourself. And therefore you're going to push. It's not you pushing. You're going to influence your people. Show them that this is how it will work. So focus is the first leadership quality that probably I would recommend each one of you to have. How do I have it? Wherever you are. It could be a venture that is from your bedroom. Okay. You must actually write what you want, that with the timelines, paste it wherever you are sleeping. Every day morning when you get up, you must understand this is to-do list. This is to avoid list. You know what is avoid list? Financial indiscipline is an avoid list. Most of the entrepreneurs, you will do a startup, you might only open up a milkshake company, but then you will feel that, oh, today I earned 100 rupees, let me have a party. No, focus includes all kinds of discipline. Explore is the second thing that you must always do. You know what is explore? Imagine a hawk sitting absolutely at the top of the hill, hawk, a vulture. It doesn't go and catch the prey immediately. It actually watches. It sees all round and it figures out, करना है, नहीं करना है, कोई और है, क्या है. It examines and it seeks and finds for opportunity, and therefore it also prepares itself to face a challenge. So as a leader, it is very important to explore and therefore to face challenge. Build. What is that you're going to build? Build people, build networks, build trust, build competencies, build human capital, build on information, build on net worth. Why will I leave that? So it is expected that as a leader, you should build. You have no rishta with. We were all feeling, oh, bad. We don't like China, but we love Jack Ma. Why? We know that he's building. He built. Whatever he built as Alibaba, the entire world looked at it. Reflect. Take time as a leader to reflect. Reflect on what? Reflect on the focus that you kept. And last but not the least, mobilize everything together. Mobilize on relationships. Very important. Mobilize on macro environment variables. Mobilize with political people. Mobilize on your connections. Keep mobilizing on your resources. Mobilize your stakeholders. So all of this put together is what is expected out of you as a leader. I have 12 minutes by my watch. Am I right, Saket, if you're here? It's 7:30, right? No? Anybody can help me? Am I audible?
Yes, Professor. It's a 7:20, I think. 7:20, right?
Okay, great. So I have 10 minutes by my watch and I'm not going to bore you anymore. I think you are still listening and is it making sense?
Absolutely, ma'am. Absolutely making sense.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, what is leadership? I'm going to make you aware. Okay? This is only awareness. Don't hesitate. We can always have conversations. I'm sharing your email ID with me. So you can always communicate to me. I'm there in Amity. We can always talk. But remember, it all starts with your traits and characteristics. The I, the actor, your role. When I say I, the actor, you also have a me in you, which is I, the actor, witnessing the object, which is the me. So I am Sujata. I know I'm a very good orator. How did I get to know? Somebody acknowledged me. I am Anushka. I am an excellent caretaker. How did she get to know that she's a great caretaker? Because she observed. So leadership is made up of traits and characteristics, what you are and how you behave with your people. Some of us are truly driven by tasks. Some of us are always driven by people. I mean, when I was asking you, do you share information? Or if I'm going to give you any situation, if I'm going to ask you, what will you do? Some of us here will say that, oh, I will first see their expression in the face. कभी कभी कहते हैं ना, even in a phone call we say, तुम मुझे नहीं देख रहे हो तो इसीलिए कुछ भी कह रहे हो. What does that mean? Some of us have this tendency to always decide what others want us to do, what that person wants, because we want to have absolutely a very cordial relationship with people. We care for them. So when you also talk about leadership, there are two extreme ends. I'm not telling that they're opposites. I'm just saying it's a continuum. There is no end or there's no beginning. It's a continuum. A lot of us are running towards the race of task. हमें बस सिर्फ task दिखता है. उसके अंदर what is happening, how is it happening, we are not bothered. So in case if you feel that client का meeting है ही है. If the person who has to do the presentation has met with an accident, you will say, PPT बना के भेज दो. Will that team member like you? Will the team member look at you? Will the team member rejoin you? Can you retain them? Keep asking these questions because you're more prone towards your task behavior. Therefore, we have to figure out in what situation we will have to be task oriented and in what situation we will have to be a people oriented leader. Try to figure out and examine the situation as an entrepreneur. The greatest art of an entrepreneur is being absolutely ambidextrous, flexible. You cannot afford to be rigid. You will have to always look at 360 degree as an owl. And then you will have to figure out what behavior I will explicitly show. Then comes your leadership style is always not controlled by you. You have to accept this. That's why I've given you this slide. You know why? Sometimes the situation is so demanding. Imagine you're standing in the border of, between India and China, and you know that the troop is coming in. And you're now saying that, no, I have to take care, blah, blah, blah. The time doesn't permit you. You will have to say, shoot. You sound like an autocratic leader. You're very strict at that particular point of time. People might not like you, but the situation demands it. How best you will deal that afterwards is a strategy. How best you will, control that could have been a strategy before the event. But at that event, situation can influence your leadership style. So you're an entrepreneur. Pandemic came. All the migrant laborers needs to be sent. A lot of entrepreneurs were in fix because they did not even understand what is the leadership style they have to use. Some of them were only caretakers. They started caring for their workers, but then they realized I don't have profits. अब इनको खाना कैसे खिलाऊं मैं? कैसे रखूं मैं? So sometimes you must be very watchful and understand you will have to pick up between the leadership styles. Every time being a Hitler doesn't work. Every time being Mother Teresa in business also doesn't work. So what do I do? How do I manage it? Therefore comes leadership styles. And so remember, it is only awareness. If I would teach again, if I'm getting an opportunity to conduct a workshop, probably I will decode and tell you what is your leadership style. But right now, just have it in your mind. We all have 4 different leadership styles in us. 3 are very predominant. 1 is we are autocritic. All of us are, but we don't exercise it. Given a chance, we will. Okay. What is autocritic? I order, you do. My way or highway? Lot of entrepreneurs are like this. My way, highway. Will that work? Can somebody tell me? Is an entrepreneur, if you are going to behave with your people around my way, highway, will that work? Yes, no?
No, ma'am.
No. What are the problems that you will face if you are still an autocratic leader? क्या हो जाएगा? What will be the aftermath?
Ma'am, the process of hiring and firing will continue to go around, and
Beautiful.
no one will be able to stay in the firm, and hence the efficiency or the productivity will decrease gradually.
Amazing, amazing, beautiful. I mean, perfectly he has touched. After all, you need people to run your firm. You cannot run it individually. And you're investing on them. You've taught them the business. You've taught them the product. You've given them the information, everything. You've equipped the person. But just because you're autocratic a leader, what will happen? People's energy will drop. What will then happen? They will slowly start searching for jobs. Sometimes they will search jobs with your own suppliers, with your own vendors, with your own clients, and slowly they will move. Now, what is happening? आपने उनको बनाया, but just because of your leadership style, which is autocratic, which you're not willing to change, it will cost you. You will not be in a position to retain talent. Why retaining talent is important? Because that talent has got excessive knowledge about your firm. That talent became a competent talent because you have invested on that talent. So you're going to lose on the talent without an ROI. So remember, it's very important not to be an autocratic leader. This remembers, this gets me to the next word. If you're an autocratic leader, you remember the first matrix that we saw? People will not share energy. They will be at their low energy. Why? अब तो इनको तो जो इनको करना है वही कहेंगे, हमें वही करना है. अब हमें क्या बताना है? So धीरे over a period of time, you know what will happen? The organization will not get any new ideas, either to improve the process or to improve the product. So if you're going to be an autocratic leader, people might not be opened up. They will stop being creative because you have already built a wall between you and the employee. So therefore, yes, you must not be autocratic. The second leadership style that is advisable, and that is something very, very interesting for entrepreneurship, is shared leadership. I just want to bring to your notice what is shared leadership. Shared leadership means you and your team members share responsibility. Shared leadership means you are going to be in a leader's role based on your experiences. People are going to trust you. There is co-creation. You know what is co-creation? Each one of them behave like an entrepreneur, even though they are just an employee, and they have fun around and they start improving the value chain of your business, your value, your processes, your value proposition. आपने बस एक product बनाया, cleaning agent. Now somebody else has added value and they will come, sir, इसको ऐसे भी बना सकते हैं. That's co-creation. And then it will help you to actually align a big picture. So shared leadership is something which is advisable for startups, and I recommend each one of you to behave and become a shared leadership style based entrepreneurial leaders. And last but not the least, which is quite infamous, is laissez-faire leadership. In laissez-faire leadership, you don't take control on your team at all. You let them free. But as a startup, you cannot afford to use laissez-faire leadership. You know why? Because there'll be confusion. Each one of them will be walking in different directions. And उनको बांधना बहुत मुश्किल होगा. And confusion से अच्छा solution भी नहीं निकल के आएगा. So it is better that we promote And definitely we must promote shared leadership in our ventures. So with that, I would close. I have 2 minutes more. There are 7 leadership skills every entrepreneur must learn. This is something which I referred from Forbes article before coming to your class. And I thought, why should I stop? I should tell them. The first is build a supporting network, learn to retain talent. Please learn delegation. Don't think everything I will do by myself. Possibly nahi hai. It is very good if you learn the art of delegation, because if they make mistakes also, you have the content and the knowledge with you. You can immediately get it corrected. And if you start doing everything, and if you are going to be micromanage, that's the next point. How to relinquish control. Please don't micromanage. To even buy an eraser and a pencil and a pen, don't try and put the papers in you. Centralization will delay the task. And we cannot as an entrepreneur afford it, because jitne jaldi hum market mein jayenge apna idea leke, utna jaldi you will be in a position to gain customers and expand. And sath you can always improve your prototype, and actually you can experiment more, right? So it's very important to relinquish control. I already spoken to you about set out a vision, but I emphasize one skill that all of us should learn is read the numbers. Very important. Shy mat karna. वो जीरो हो सकता है, वो लॉस में हो सकता है, या आप बहुत बेकार बिजनेस कर रहे हो, बट दैट्स ओके. बट लर्न दिस आर्ट ऑफ एनालिटिकल स्किल्स. You must know projections. You must know customer retention rate. You must daily check whether the feedback is 3 or 4 or star. कितने लोग ऑर्डर करते हैं ऑनलाइन में, एंड एवरीबडी कम्स ना, मैम जरूर 5 का 5 स्टार दे देना. क्यों? बिकॉज somebody is reading the number. So read the numbers. And last but not the least, how to harness technology for visibility. Digital, digital, digital. No third option. Okay. So please ensure to catch up on all of these digital technologies and create visibility. Jo dikhta hai wo bikhta hai, and that is very important as an entrepreneur, to harness technology for visibility. Well, you're all science graduates. I need not tell you. Harness technology for your product. Fantastic. Harness technology for convenience. That's even more better. But people must know that you're aware and you're there. And for that, it is very important to gain visibility. With that, I say thank you. And I'm sure that I could make some meaning in the given time I got. Saket sir, that's for you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Professor.
So guys, do you want to ask something? Do you want to interact with any question?
Professor Shadab, can you hear me?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay.
Yeah, you can ask questions. Yeah.
Okay, I have a 2 question. My second question is related with the first question. So, do you have any cases related to the leadership, like the real cases? I'm sure you must be having, so that these cases can help us to understand about, as you talked about, the empathy. So how the empathy can be built in the organization. Even I do believe that empathy is one of the important factors for the leader. So
lovely. In fact, much before me giving a case, I would suggest if you can access a gentleman by name Devi Shetty. I'm sure Narayana Hospitals, all of you would have heard. Devi Shetty, Dr.
Okay.
Devi Shetty, the Narayana Healthcare. Yeah. So as a doctor, he was one person who always believed in telemedicine. And he has created a culture within the organization where everybody answers every query. So please read about, I prefer giving Indian names, but if you're also interested, you can also read something about Zappos.com. It was actually Zappos, Zappos.
Okay, Zappos.com. Okay, that's great.
And Devi Shetty, Narayana Healthcare, if you type, you get so many information about it. And I think that's something to talk about empathy. I can even talk to you about, please read something about Tabo villages. Alibaba Group actually created the culture of Tabo. It's a village. And just type Tabo and then type Alibaba in Google. You will get to read how they actually penetrated into the, into the rural roads of China. And indigenous art form be platform mein aa gaye, and therefore they were able to sell it internationally. So all the products of these villages are made by the indigenous group of people from the village. But all that Alibaba did in sponsoring is only to teach them on how to put their products and create visibility in internet. ये एक village में इन्होंने शुरू किया,
जी
understand किया उनका problem, and then वो इतना popular हो चुका है. So please read about, if time permits, I think that is also a great you know,
sure,
how to
sure,
connect to
Professor. Definitely I shall read. And the last, it's just the suggestion from your end. Any recommendation from your side that you like the books on leadership? Any two book that you would suggest to me on a leadership?
you know, everybody would say that please read Stephen Covey's series of leadership skills. Stephen Covey ka any book he has written
Okay.
series, but to start with, I think he has there's a book by, you know, seven leadership skills.
Okay.
Stephen Covey
Okay.
has written 3-4 sequential books. So to start with, you can start with that. And if you want to actually hone certain skill sets in you, in fact, you know, how to perceive things, how should I
Yeah.
look at the world, if you want
Yeah.
to, if you're interested in things like that, there is a book by name Think Fast and Think Slow by Daniel Kahneman. He's
Yes.
actually think fast, think slow.
Yes, yes, Professor. I already read this book.
This is a beautiful book, and
This is amazing book. Yes, yes.
In
You
fact, I
are
want
right.
everybody to read. If you are still interested to understand, are there anything outliers is a very good book that you should read, because it talks about some 10-15 stories in the book. All of them are outliers, and that's a interesting read.
Okay.
I think these are some books that right away I can say that you must definitely read. Black Swan you should read, because as an entrepreneur, Black Swan will tell you chaos and galti to hota hai, to probability ki bare mein hai wo book, and I think that book
Ji.
is also very good. I think it is by I'm not remembering N se naam shuru hota hai author ka. So I think Black Swan is also very good read.
Okay.
Anything else, sir?
Thank you so much, Professor. Indeed, it was really an insightful conversation with you, and I'm overwhelmed by. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
So, anybody else who want to ask any question, want to discuss something? मम्मी भैया का फोन है भैया
Anything else, friends?
So guys,
Hope you
anything
like.
else
You can also give feedback.
want to discuss something?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I have a question that if in a community, if some people are thinking that they are not properly involved in it, and they are thinking that they are not taking seriously from the leaders. So what we can do to give them a proper task about, and in my opinion that we have to think that in which task they are good, but if there is no task for now, so what we can do?
See, there are two things that I would like to emphasize here. I don't know whether you would appreciate it or not, but as a teacher from organizational behavior and a coach for leaders, I coach a lot of managers. So I always tell them that never think that people around you are not interested in working. Have a positive perspective. See, corrections cannot happen from the other side. I think somewhere the lenses that we are carrying, unconsciously we are biased about things around us. So I told you in the beginning only, my answer might not suit you, but as a coach, I emphasize this again and again. Please revisit your unconscious biases. There are no people who are not talented. If in organizations and in startups for that matter, if you are hiring somebody, and if somebody has hired anybody to the organization, it is by itself a category to claim that they are somewhere talented on something. They could impress somebody on something, right? So the first thing is have a very positive approach. The second thing, after understanding your unconscious bias, please become and behave like a coach. I request this to even students to learn this art. When you are coaching for somebody else's performance, I mean, when you're trying to draw their energies and work behaviors towards a task, always concentrate more on their capacities instead of things that they are not knowing. That is how you have to get things done. Now, a follow point for this, if there is no task at all, there might be some time where टीम मेंबर है बट उनके पास कोई काम देने के लिए नहीं है. अब हम क्या करें? काम इन्वेंट करें? I will always tell you, have a habit of training them to look into the future. So आज शायद काम नहीं है बट उनको आप ऐसे करो, आगे के लिए वो क्या नया ले आ सकता है. ये करने पे for your organization and they start believing in themselves because they feel यार मुझे contribute करने के लिए बोला गया है. तो let me move beyond this particular task. A का टास्क का डेट कल हो सकता है, B टास्क आप खुद क्रिएट कर सकते हो क्या नेक्स्ट 6 months के लिए. सो हाउ विल एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन लुक आफ्टर 6 months? इसमें एक प्रोजेक्ट बना के ले आओ. सो द पर्सन हु डजंट हैव अ जॉब विल आल्सो नाउ गेट अ जॉब and this job is equally useful for your venture. So it is up to us as a leader. First, remove your unconscious bias. Second, work around an individual's capacities and help them and coach them, therefore to improve their performance. And last but not the least, if you have this habit, always work on a future. Probably the problem doesn't exist today only. Researcher is always like this. Any researcher in any field, whether it is humanities or science, they always look for future. Say for example, all those sci-fi movies, okay, that I watched as became a reality when I am now there. You know, a drone or probably a man having a chip. A movie that I watched when I was a growing girl, but today it is in reality, right? So somebody thought, they never thought there is no work, correct? So I think that's how we have to work. Hope I answered your question right. I'm not very sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you. That's
Most
what I
welcome.
wanted to listen, that how can we generate tasks and help others to come up with new ideas and something like that.
See, friends, all of us are capable. Each individual who is a human who is there around, that's why my first slide said sense of achievement. जैसे हम सोचते हैं वैसे ही हमारे साथ जितने लोग हैं वो भी सोचते हैं. तो आपको जिस चीज में दुख होगा उनको भी दुख होगा, आपको जिस चीज में खुशी मिलता है उनको भी खुशी मिलता है. सो ये पर्सपेक्टिव बदलने से हम भी खुश, हमारे साथ जो लोग हैं उनको भी आप इन्फ्लुएंस करोगे, एंड वी आर ऑल टुगेदर वॉकिंग इन दैट ट्रेल ऑफ अचीवमेंट. Yeah, thank you.
So
Any
thanks,
other
Sanidhya. Anybody else who want to ask something, who want to discuss?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, as a leader, after taking a decision, ma'am, should a good leader look for validation, or ma'am, like it is good to look for validation?
See, as a, you know, I would like to give an answer from an entrepreneurship perspective. As an entrepreneurial educator, I'm a global entrepreneurship educator, so I teach people on this. Validation is a very important aspect of taking your idea to the market. Okay, if you are going to feel that I have decided, फिर it is like, you know, you are having self bias, self-serving bias कहते हैं हम इसको, and that is probably you prefer to see what you want to see. So I call it like this: whenever you have decided, na, as a whenever you have decided on something, always look for an opposite to it. For example, मुझे लगता है as a yellow color is very popular to the product. बच्चों को yellow पसंद है, ये मेरा understanding है. So when I make a water bottle, when I manufacture water bottle, I want to make yellow bottles. इसको validate करना जरूर market में example से validate करना ही पड़ेगा in entrepreneurship. So आपको validation में पता लगा orange ही बिकता है, yellow नहीं बिकता है. Yellow और orange में shade हल्का सा फर्क है, okay? ये आपको पता लग गए. But फिर भी आप self serving bias में मैंने तो decide कर लिया तो yellow ही जाएगा. If you think that ना, market will fire back. So validation is very important, and if your decisions have to be right, the basic and the fundamental genesis behind it is always go by facts. Factual decisions, don't go by shortcuts. दोस्त ने बताया, मैंने देखा, मैं जब ड्राइव कर रहे थे तो 4 गाड़ी येलो में गए तो येलो नहीं आ सकता है. So you will have to definitely get along with factual results, and that is definitely validation. Otherwise, what happens is, देखो, our own brain can actually take us into a different direction because हम बहुत comfort में रहते हैं. You know, all of us are not creative individuals. You know why? Because हमें ज़्यादा brain को तंग नहीं करना चाहिए. We want comfort. Everybody is walking in this direction. I will also walk. हम नहीं ज़्यादा दिमाग लगाते. So it's very important as a leader when you're running a venture. Please validate whatever you're doing. ये गलत नहीं है, कुछ shamefulness नहीं है. If the decision is, always have this habit to reverse. मतलब opposite से भी सोचो. मुझे येलो पसंद है, लोगों को येलो नहीं पसंद. दोनों के आंसर है. I answered your question. Have I answered your question?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. And ma'am, this was probably the one of the best session on leadership I have attended so far. Thank you, ma'am.
That's really motivating. Thank you so much. Because you know, when you give feedback, a delayed feedback is actually a no feedback. So if you could give a feedback immediately, that will allow me to become a better coach. Because all of us are learning in this workshop. So thank you so much for that.
So, anybody else who want to ask something? Because time is already running. It's 7:45.
Yes, I understand, sir.
So I would like to thank you on the behalf of AIDC and the team who is organizing this TEDPs, ma'am. And you are also the part of AIDC, you are innovation mentor in AIDC. I'm updating the website of AIDC today. So I include your name as a innovation mentor in IIC and AIDC. So thank you so much, ma'am. I think students enjoyed today your lecture.
Yes.
So I will take the feedback.
I just thank each one of you, because in late evening, coming and attending a lecture by itself, we appreciate it, you know.
Yeah.
All the 39 or 41 of you who are here, thank you so much for
Thank you, ma'am.
There's so much to do, and I want each one of you to attempt anything. You can always speak to me. I will reply your emails. And wonderful talking to you. Thank you, Saket, sir. And my thanks to Dr. Sujata Pandey.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
For this wonderful evening. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.